All right, next story. Peter Dinklage takes aim at Disney's live-action Snow White remake. Okay, he says you're still making the fucking backwards story of the Seven Dwarfs. Okay, now I don't know where he's coming from this. I don't know if he's angry, if he's just you know. So we're gonna read it out here. While he was out promoting his new movie, Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage called Disney for its upcoming live-action adaptation of Snow White, the new version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, not to be confused by the non-Disney project Snow White and the Huntsman and A Mirror Mirror. Stars Rachel Zegler, West Side Story, and Snow White, and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman as Evil Queen. Now, quote, Peter Dinklage says, I was a little taken back by the fact that they were still very proud of the cast of the Latina actress as Snow White, Dinklage said on Mark Marone's What the Fuck podcast, or WTF podcast. But you're still telling the story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Dinklage has formed a dwarvenism called, I can't pronounce that, but it's the disease, whatever. Okay. Though Disney seems to be trying to rectify the story of White's history in the productions of the upcoming film, Dinklage sees any remake as a playing down the outdated stereotypes about little people, and there's no Snow White without the Seven Dwarfs in theory. Now, quote, he says, you're progressive in one way, but you're still making the fucking backward story of the Seven Dwarves living in a cave. Living in a cave? Hold up a second. Did he watch the same Seven Dwarfs as me? I mean, he says, quote, what the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? I guess I'm not loud enough, Dinklage told Marin during the interview released on Monday. They were so proud of that, and they all love to respect the actress and the people who thought they would be doing the right thing. But I'm also just like, what are you doing? So, okay, I see where he's coming from. Okay, he's coming from because he has dwarvenism, but there's a difference between what he has and what the characters in Snow White are. The Snow White characters are not dwarves because they have a disease. They're fantasy dwarves, and they live in a nice cottage, and they're hardworking dwarves, right? They're not little people. They're like fantasy, like Lord of the Rings. Does he have a problem with Lord of the Rings too, like hobbits and stuff? I mean, I'm a little confused there, but I get it. I'm not him, and I can see what he's saying. And he's saying that all the stuff that he's done, sitting on top of his soapbox, saying, look, little people can be more, or dwarves can do more than what they're setting. So like Wizard of Oz and anything, Time Bandits, basically anything with small people in it. Okay. They could do more than this, but that's not what Snow White is. Snow White, first of all, we can criticize the Latina Snow White, skin as white as snow, basically. Okay. But the dwarves are not like people that have a disease. They're fantasy, they're small dwarves. Anyway, so the previous season Snow White retelling Snow White and the Huntsman starring Kristen Stewart was met with backlash in 2012 after casting actors with dwarvism, including Bob Hoskins, to play Snow White's friends. Dwarvism advocacy group Little People of America condemned the movie, calling it casting akin to blackface. Mirror Mirror, which also came out in 2012, did cast actors of short stature in the dwarf roles. The upcoming Snow White movie, directed by the Amazing Spider-Man Mark Webb, will be an adaptation of Disney's 1937 classic, as well as the expansion of the Grimm fairy tales. Aside from Ziegler and Gadot, Andrew Burnap has also seen the cast a mysterious male lead role. None of the dwarves have been casted. Currently, there's no release date to be set for the film. Now, update, shortly after Dinklage's comments went live on the WTF podcast, Disney issued a statement in response to avoid reinforcing a stereotype from the original animated film. We're taking a different approach with these 7 characters and have been consulting with members of the dwarvism community. A Disney spokesperson tells Polygon. I mean, there you go. There you go. Twitter's changed the thing. So not only do you have a non-white Snow White, but now you have non-dwarves for the Seven Dwarfs. So is it even Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? I mean, I'm a little confused here. Now, I totally get where he's saying. He's a little angry. But again, It's a fantasy character. Fantasy. Time Bandits was fantasy. Wizard of Oz was fantasy. Lord of the Rings was fantasy. Hell, they casted normal sized people and made them into hobbits and dwarves and whatnot. I think I would be a little bit more pissed off that the people that could have got jobs there didn't get the jobs because they took regular sized people and put them in. I mean, you can't win. You can't win. You can't lose. You hire people that actually are those types of people, and then they get mad because you're typecasting them or shoehorning them into a thing because the only reason they're getting a job is because of the part. Usually how casting works, right? And you're mad at them if they replace you and you don't give a job, right? They gave. Remember, The Rock came out with a movie where he had the prosthetic leg, and they were mad they didn't get a guy who who actually had a prosthetic leg for the part. I was like, I'm very confused. A movie is fantasy, man. Fantasy. Yeah, can't win. You can't win. Maybe that's the part he caused now. Were the dwarves miners? Yeah. Yeah, they were miners. And they lived in a cottage. They didn't live in a cave. They worked in a cave. They were diamond miners. We watched a completely different movie growing up, I guess. Dinklage played the imp. Well, maybe not. Maybe he wasn't above that. You know, money talks. Money talks, George. What if Snow White as a 7-foot tall woman and the dwarves are just 5'1" guys? That's true. Then they wouldn't really be dwarves now, would they? It's better to be a real 7-foot tall woman and not platform shoes. That's right. You got to find a 7-foot tall woman that's attractive and also looks like Snow White. Right. It's called acting. Look, I like Peter Dinklage as an actor. I do. I respect him as an actor. And some of these actors are just so like out there. First of all, the dwarves don't live in a cave. Did someone explain that to him? And I have a question, and I'm not making fun of anyone that's got dwarvenism or anything else, okay? But the reason they're changing white actors to black actors and male actors to female actors is because they say they want representation, right? They want representation in these parts, okay? But yet, when you bring people in and they're in the movie, now Willow, okay? Representation. You hired a dwarvenism as a main actor. Willow's a great movie, by the way, okay? And what's the difference? Why is one person saying it's offensive, and then other people are saying, well, I want to see myself in those people, right? So I'm a little confused where to go with this, right? I'm a little confused at where to go with this. But I do know it's movies. And I do know that it's acting, and I do know it's fantasy. And I also know that the dwarves didn't live in a cave. First of all, those are ogres. Ogres live in caves. Dwarves don't live in caves. They live in nice cottages with lovely animals that clean dishes for them. When a white woman breaks into their house and then uses their beds. I'm just saying. I don't know if we watched the same movie. But yeah. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you believe that he's gone a little bit overboard with this, or do you think, no big deal? You know, they should just change it to fit the things. And then, of course, Disney bends the knee because Twitter, right? Because Twitter. Let me know in the comment section down below. Please share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching.